Hey guys, welcome back. Gonna be Shrike! Hold up now. Those are my colors, alright? Everyone knows this. Those are my colors. Mine. So I don't know what he's playing at here, but I feel like he ought to lose this series just on the merits of that alone. Anyway, we're gonna be starting Group Stage D here with, I believe, the first game that was played in Group Stage D, which is always a little bit rare if you've seen my casting. Give me Shrike versus Çekirdek, which is a Turkish word, although he's actually not a Turkish guy, which is a little bit of a letdown. I saw him in the Discord, I was like, no way, you! And he was like, no, not me. So that was too bad. It means pit, by the way, like the pit of like a fruit or something is a Çekirdek. So, that's cool. Probably gonna be the only person in his life to ever pronounce his name properly. Yeah. Gonna be playing as the Soban here, by the way, and we have Shrike down here in the south, playing as the... Well, okay, Conef don't really have too much with colors, that's okay. But playing as random, he rolls Conef. Map is Torrent Crater here. This would have been Shrike's pick. We don't have an info.txt document, but fortunately for group stages, we can indeed extrapolate that data. Shrike being the lower seeding number player, he picks first, so he would have picked random. Çekirdek picks Soban, then he picks Torrent Crater for game 1. And what's he going for? What's his strategy this game? Well, we have Sandskimmer fabrication pretty early. Yeah, that's actually a little weird. We don't see any Sandskimmers coming out here. Might be saving it for a tech, in which case it's probably assault ships, right? Gotta imagine. We don't see enough RUs to really justify anything else. But yeah, I'm not totally sure yet what he's going for. Meanwhile, Çekirdek looks like has gone for 8 salvagers. Might be going 8 up here. Possibly. He's about to have 600 CUs, so we'd find out pretty much right now. Probe, not gonna die, by the way. He does get out of that one. No, looks like he's queuing up LAVs. No, they're salvagers. Oh, interesting. He dropped 2 mines there on that wreck. That's funny. Oh, is that what he was spending on? Maybe he hasn't spent his money yet. Aha, yeah, it is gonna be a support cruiser. Alright. 10 up. We've never seen this. You might remember I mentioned... Oh. That's unfortunate. But you might remember I mentioned in my build order video that, like, there might be other variants of Sport Cruiser first that work. I just don't really know. We're gonna see one today. It's 10 up, which, I don't think it works because at this point I think you're starting to lose returns on the investment, but we need Frosty to do the math on that. It's hard to say, I suppose. I don't think it works, though, really. Especially because it's also very hard to defend, and that's quite ambitious, to say the least. Your carrier's gonna be producing that support cruiser, as you can see, well into the 2-minute mark. So you're starting to get to where it's really pretty risky. Blast drones are here, by the way, and if these guys are bundled up, you know, you could really wipe them out. Generally, though, you would need 3 blast drones, not 2, in order to pull this off in patch. So that's probably something Shrike wants to remember for next time. Whoa, listen to that noise. What an interesting noise. Oh well. Okay, Frosty posted something hilarious in the Discord recently that I just have to mention. They were talking about the Conef base burner smoke changes that are potentially going to come out in the next version of the patch. And he was like, I feel like base runners are like Pigsty from the Peanuts, if you've ever seen that. You know, it's that character who just has like constantly dust coming off of him, you know? It's so true though. Because they have the smoke ability already. But all the Conef units just have this like weird black smoke coming off of them. You can see it there. Pro gonna get sniped here, by the way. That's a nice pickup for Shrike. Support cruisers out. Getting massively carrier blocked there, that's unfortunate to see. But we have railgun fabrication coming out from Çekirdek, and Shrike with assault ship fabrication, by the way, but he's not done a rush with it, so I feel like he's been quite slow here. But yeah, uh-oh. Takes out 2 of them there. He's got 13 HP, he's not going to be feeling very hot. But yeah, I mean, Shrike should already be on 3 base at this point, really. I'm not sure, maybe he's just, like, trying to micro a lot or something. I wish you could see, like, people's APM here or something. But, like, even with Interceptor Fab on the way, he has enough money for another support cruiser, which he should definitely be making, or production cruiser, which he should definitely be making at this point. No real reason not to be having that on the queue. This base runner will survive. Smoke was popped there, I guess, to extend its life a little bit. Extraction will come out from Shrike. There we go, production is on the way. It's about 15 seconds late, I guess, because obviously he wants to start making these once he has the tech, but that's gonna be okay. This is definitely true for other factions, although for some reason ConF doesn't have air tech like visible on their carrier, which I really think is not good. That's something I would definitely change by ConF if I could. But yeah, you once you have like air tech, you want to be making the air units because your opponent will scout it eventually. You know, so the longer you have to wait before you can have that that air actually come out onto the field, the more chances you're giving your opponent to see it before it's really gonna do much damage to them. Uh-oh. Here come the blast drones. Looks like he waited for that second base to get set up. No, he backs away. Oh no. What the chuck? I mean, you've just exposed yourself. I don't know if Çekirdek was paying attention, but you gotta go in at that point. Looks like he's gonna be kind of rewarded for this foolishness, but... Oh wow, I didn't think I was gonna get the kill on that railgun there. Yeah, he must have seen it, see him deploying all these ALMs. By the way, this is definitely ALM spam. So, at this point, Çekirdek probably has like 100 fleet capacity or something, which he does not need. He hasn't made that many units. Like, these three here could all be railguns instead, which would be actually a good army. Or maybe like another support cruiser over there filling up the third base. So you really don't want to do this. This is like one of the most common problems I see with Sylvan players, is that they ALM spam. But yeah, Shrike reveals those blast drones and then backs them away, and Çekirdek was aware of it, so he's going to be stunning them pretty hard here now. Gives enough time for the LAVs to come up, and they're going to handle that. Oh, but the assault ships do find a nice window in here. Railgun having trouble, there's just no line of sight there. But he's in a good spot now, so these assault ships should back over the dune if they can, but it's really hard to give orders to units who are getting stunned, because while he's stunned, you can't actually give any movement commands to him. Shrike gonna launch with 3 interceptors. I would have saved up till he had 5 and then call off the support cruiser, but he is gonna get rid of damage on it with the assault ship, so maybe he can actually take it anyway, but I don't think so. I guess we'll see. Yeah, no, he can't take it there. So Shrike gonna have to like launch again before he can kill that thing. So that's a little sloppy. I've got to say, Shrike's a player whose play I'm usually quite impressed with, but I'm a little questionable about it this game. I expect more from you. Got a little pack of sand skimmers being produced over here. Raiding is done actually. Although Çekirdek has the assault pack and armor 1, so that's interesting to see as well. But it looks like they're headed off to that off to the second base, I guess. They probably want to capitalize on the damaged support cruiser, but we do have air launching already, so that's probably going to be the end of it. After all, he's only getting... Oh, there's an anti-air turret. He pops right back into the carrier. It's like, nope. Yeah, he's going to have to launch them like down there or something, or he can like rotate his carrier. That's a funny anti-air turret post. It's kind of annoying right now, but it's not going to stand, I don't think. Oh, especially because he's playing against ConF. Like, Shrike just power up the missiles and boom, boom, take it out. Anyway, perfect time right here. Sand skimmer damage just finished. In comes the army here. Now, they know about that damaged support cruiser. I'm sure they've got to go for it. Actually targeting it just like a railgun right now. There we go. Support cruiser is going to go down. Big pickup right there. Also, this fourth base still is not mining, or third base is still not mining. Çekirdek's just kind of been sitting idle on that right now, which is a little bit unfortunate to see. Ooh, LAV's really getting massacred there. They just kind of stuck themselves in there. They were all at pretty low health anyway. And now we can come down, take these railguns, take out that anti-air turret post, and so Shrike is still very much ahead in this game. That's what we would have expected, but I don't know. A little sloppier than I want to see, you know what I mean? He's got the time, by the way, to make another tech choice here. Looks like it's going to be Siege. Down goes that turret post, by the way. Yeah, Siege obviously works pretty well here. He's clearly got enough of a sand skimmer majority that Çekirdek having a very hard time keeping his rails alive. He should probably just tech AAVs at this point. It's clearly not working with the LAV pack, but You know, stick with it, so... And so he's got no support cruisers on the map, by the way. He's kind of got his carry in the halfway position here. I've never done the math on this, but I'm like 400% sure this does reduce your efficiency. You want to just keep him on a base. Say he's really only on like one base right now, I'd say. Maybe like 1.5, right? Which is not where you want to be. Fleet cap 85 coming out now for Shrike. Building up a pretty big army here. Çekirdek's got that much fleet capacity, but despite having lost quite a few of them, mind you. But it's not doing anything, it's not supporting anything, so definitely Shrike very ahead in this game. Power reserves even starting to come out here from Shrike. I just actually fill out the sand skimmer upgrades first, I think, but... Oh, by the way, do siege cruisers still have anti-air in the mod? I can't remember. Because it's one of those things I've always thought they shouldn't have in vanilla, but they do. Oh well, these sand skimmers here really are unchecked. Like, Shrike is being pretty passive with them, but he could just, boom, you know, flop in there and take out everything. I know back in the Artifact Cup days, we always used to say, like, yeah, you know, A-game should really just push in here or something. In reality, it was like, he's got the game, you know, if he's too aggressive, he might throw it. And so he can't see that, so he shouldn't, you know, be judged for, like, not poking in there. So maybe it's not quite how I'm seeing it, but still, I feel like if Shrike were to just push in, he would do a lot of damage here. So let me get this off my screen. Whoa! I got him. What is it with Tor and Crate? This guy's still going. No, don't surrender now. No. He's still moving up. Okay, he's still moving up. So we got to assume he was gonna get further than this. Oh my gosh. Look how high up he is. He's out of render distance of the ground. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I've got to take a screenshot of this, man. Oops. I've hit the start button. No! No. Well, I can take it from the video then. That production cruiser is just out of there. He's out of this world. I can't believe it. There must be something about replays that makes that happen more often, because I don't usually experience that in game. Wait, I can still find him. No, look, he's on the ground again. That's jank. Oh well. You guys all saw it, so that's okay. That's crazy. That's the highest I've ever seen it go. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you next... No, wait, what am I talking about? There's another game to cast. Sorry, I was just getting so into that I forgot. The series is not over yet. Game 1, go Shrike's way. First game of Group D. Gonna continue now into College Thief. So this would have been Çekirdek's pick. And they're both random this time. Yeah, çok rastgele. Very random. It's kind of like a Bumblebee, isn't he, Çekirdek? It's interesting. But yeah, no, it looked like Shrike was pretty competent all the way through. Kind of a weird opener, I guess I would say. Like I said, that's not really the kind of play I expect to see from Shrike. I want to see him really, you know, rocking it. But, he's done himself just fine. Taking game 1. Here he is in game 2. I really feel like he should have this one 2-0, no problem. I don't know, we had so many upsets in Group Stage C, I guess that I'm just sort of a little worried about it, but... Both of them getting Strikecraft very early. It is Conef versus Sovan now, that's funny. So they just kind of swapped roles. Random can be like that, you know? College Teeth is a map for this. Conef tends to have a bit of a problem on College Teeth, but they can also be really well with like the flanks. I think it's more when we're talking about very top level play, when we get into that late game. Artillery just becomes a really big issue for Conef to deal with, and their carrier is very restricted, so it's not easy to exploit like the missiles totally. So not a great map for Conef, I gotta say, but I think that's not going to really play too much into this because we're probably not going to get to that stage of the game. This isn't exactly, you know, like top level play here, so I'm not really expecting to see a typical game. In which case, I don't know. This map could be good for Çekirdek, could be bad, I don't know. Of course, he didn't pick this faction, mind you. I mean, he picked random, so... AV Fab coming out now for Shrike, pretty early before any sport cruisers or anything. He did go 7-up though into that, so that's kind of interesting. Normally we wouldn't make this salvager here, but he might just not have had the RUs for it. You do need to put one onto the RU patch at the beginning in order to optimize that timing just a little bit. Faction is going to be seen here for Shrike, so that's good. He doesn't actually need to launch a probe then if he doesn't want to, because he has all the information right here. And that's always pretty nice, if you can avoid that. Gonna get really aggressive with this base runner here. Which actually also reveals faction, but I mean, really the important thing is to know whether you're like Soban or Coalition, or if you're Conaf or Galzian. Targeting Jammer there was actually deployed to save the LEDs from the blast drone, but that was a little bit of a unnecessary deployment, I feel. This is a free tech now, or ability now, so I mean, it's not like you're losing much, I suppose, but yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't have deployed it there. Could have used it to try to break these sand skimmers, but he does still have the numbers, so... Oh, there's a... Yeah, I guess there's a bit of a hill there. Sometimes it's hard to see the exact topography when you're in the fight, and so you guys lose line of sight and you're like, what? Oh, yeah. Assault pack coming out for the LEDs now, so Shrike can invest into these pretty heavy, even though he already has AAVs on the field. Don't appreciate that, personally. Appreciate, is that the right word? Rather see him just go into those AAVs, try to do some damage with them, and expand off the back of it. I think that's the much more, I don't know, much more tried and tested type of opener. Definitely what he could do, though, is run in here and take out some of these salvagers. You know your opponent's army is over here, at least you did. He's kind of lost the, information in some respects, but this is gonna be good though. He can definitely take these guys out. You can see he's activated the boost as well, so he's a quick boy. Gonna grab that guy. LAV's really kind of doing their job there. I think the blast drone just deployed, maybe? No, it just got started, I guess. Yeah, so he's kind of got these sand skimmers in the meat grinder. Does need to be a little careful with blast drones, but he's quite okay here. And now we see the AVs hit the field, but again, this is very late. I mean, I expect a player like Shrike to be better about expanding onto his bases, which is really kind of the thing, I think, that sets apart like the really good from the really bad players. Really bad. That's a little coarse. I meant the really good players from the other players, okay? Look, I'm sorry. But yeah, just a whole lot of LEDs getting cute here, like stacked on top of each other too. It's kind of like, that's how the noob does. Shrike, you are not a noob. I expect you to be better. He's still going to take this game, I'm sure. I mean, it looks like he's definitely in control of the field, but he's not... Çekirdek has refinery mode? Well then what the heck's your production cruiser out here for then? Oh, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, he definitely just is not... Wow, I had a magpie mouse glitch. He's just not, I don't know, not playing as eco-heavy as I'm used to him, not as eco-heavy, because that's not like his playstyle, but he's not playing as wise as usual, with like the economy and stuff like that. You know, just getting up on 3 bases as fast as you can, making sure you're ahead of your opponent, stuff like that. He's just really playing very lazy. And it could be, you know, that he just feels confident in the match, but I still don't like that. I prefer to see these players try harding, because that's always fun to watch. Oh, gosh. That blast turn had popped out. I mean, they were all on top of him there, but yeah. Not to be. Vehicle damage 2 coming out now. There's one AV on the field, just one. That's all he needs. But yeah, he could really charge in here and do some serious damage. All he needs is LAVs, man. All he needs is LAVs. Garm style. Except Garmulator never gets upgraded. Have you ever noticed that? Not unless he needs him, but he doesn't usually. Second artifact going to extract pretty soon. For some reason I was about to say that that's like the GG artifact. That's not true. Damage 2 is done. Oh no, it looks like Çekirdek. He knows what's going on. That was the game-ending artifact. Look at that. He chooses to just surrender right there. He sees the writing on the wall. And I gotta say, I don't really blame him. You can kind of tell he's getting beaten up here in the field. He's not really behind this game yet, but I'm sure he will be. It's just Shrike has taken his his jolly sweet time. Jolly sweet, that's not a thing. I mean, look, he could make 2 support cruisers at the same time right now and then pop up onto 3 base if he wanted to. He's just playing unreal slow here, so weird games from Shrike, but he will win. I guess that's all that counts in the end. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.